Welcome back to the next episode of the Point After Podcast. We are your hosts, Caleb and Jay. Brother mans, how we feeling, bro, on this glorious, victorious weekend?
Hey, two good wins by both teams. Your team got the win. My team got the win. Look at that. I think it's a great Sunday, to be honest. A great day for football, man. How we doing?
Doing amazing, man. But before we jump into anything, before I say anything else, man, I know you guys are thinking, "Wow, what's going on?" Like, there's some changes,
Yeah, it's a
to
little.
the screen. What's going on, Jay? You want to fill me in? What's up?
Hey, just had a in life, you only have to go up. You know what I mean? You can't just stagger. You can't just stay. You got to move up, and that's what we're gonna do here at the Point After Podcast. You guys are gonna see significant changes, but they're not significant. They're good and better. As you could see from that intro y'all just saw as well. But Caleb, what you think of this new background, man? It's kind of clean.
I'm not gonna lie. I think we're legit. I think we're
Hey,
real,
hey,
real as
hey,
it gets.
hey, we're real as it gets. Hey, we just want to appreciate to whoever tunes in. I don't care what the
Mhm.
count is. We just want to appreciate y'all for tuning in. But Caleb, man, what we got today?
Well, before we jump into the topics, man, with some breaking news, man. But some tough breaking news. Just reported right now that Rasheed Rice has feared to have torn his ACL,
Jeez.
which obviously is going to put him out for the entire season. Well, when you saw the play, Patrick Mahomes, kind of like slipped and like dove into Rasheed Rice's knee, and his knee
Yeah.
like hyperextended, went backwards.
Well, he was trying to
Just
make the tackle, right? I think he was trying to make the tackle
Yeah,
off
he's trying to
that
make a tackle.
interception
Yeah,
he threw,
yeah,
and
yeah,
then
for
but
sure.
he mistimed the tackle and he just hit full like pressure on Rasheed Rice, and you
Yeah,
see him being carted off, and you just hope for the best. And clearly, it's a terrible injury, man. But prayers up to him, and hopefully he gets speedy recovery, man.
100%, man. That's a tough loss for the Chiefs, though. This is their number one guy. It's going to change their offense. You saw Travis Kelsey kind of get involved back into the flow today. We saw Xavier Worthy his deep touchdown,
Right.
but losing their consistent number one guy, that's gonna change around the offense there in KC. But
Absolutely.
to get into the topics, we're obviously going to cover some of the marquee games that went on today. We're obviously going to talk about our two teams, the Raiders and the Niners. First game we're going to talk about, though, is the Minnesota Vikings and the Green Bay Packers, bro. How'd you feel about that?
Man, I thought Sam Darnold had another great game. He's showing me out, man. I mean, he's showing consistency. He's proving me completely wrong, and I just have to give him his flowers at this point. What more can you say? But I do want to make a point, man. Vikings did very good in the beginning of the game. They're very consistent, making big plays, doing a lot of scoring touchdowns. 28 in the first half. But they dropped off in that third quarter with 0 points, and you only put up 3 in the fourth. And Packers almost came back and won the damn thing. But credit to the Vikings. They are 4-0. They are a powerhouse offense, as we could see. They put up these big points every single game. Justin Jefferson, Sam Darnold, even the rushing game, man. Aaron Jones is looking like not his old self, but he's still a very consistent back, and he's putting out good numbers. He's giving them a good run game, better than a lot of other teams in the league. So as you could see, Minnesota just needs to close out games better and just keep scoring. I think you kind of lost the momentum there when Sam threw that pick, but otherwise, I think they had a great game. And to touch on Jordan Love, I actually want you to take that.
Yeah, I'm Jordan Love for me. I It was great to see them again, like a team where you get down like that, especially like Minnesota, the high-powered offense. Green Bay could have really kind of just been like, okay, it's not our week, or not our day.
Right.
Jordan Love, they could have packed it in, but again, this showed me a lot about the Green Bay Packers. And I think when I saw Jordan Love today, he did have some questionable throws, but late during the game, we saw him make some big ones as well, leading
Right.
leading the team back. So for me, I think this is just more about the Vikings. Like how I feel about
Absolutely.
Jordan Love, but this Vikings team, Sam Darnold continues to play well, man. Like Sam
Yeah.
Darnold, this is the Sam Darnold we expected to see when he came out of USC.
Yeah.
This is the guy. And
This is the guy we expected. This is the guy we wanted to see, but obviously it took a lot to get there, and may have took some coaching from the previous team, i.e. the Niners. But credit to Sam Darnold, man. Like I said, I'm gonna give him his flowers, and he's definitely proven me wrong as the season goes along. But I do want to touch upon Jordan Love did have 3 picks.
yeah,
Then again, he did have
it wasn't a great performance throughout the game.
right.
What I'm
But
saying
no, no, no,
is
no, no.
he
But
did make some
no,
plays
no,
late.
no. I'm not knocking him. He kept them in the game. You look on the other side of it. He had 4 touchdowns, 389 yards. So
Mhm.
and plus he's coming off an injury. So
Yeah.
you got to take that into account. You can't just rule that out. I do want to give props to Jaden Reed, man. He's playing his ass off, especially late in the game. He's such a deep threat, making them big plays out there. So I do want to give him props there.
And Wicks
But
too.
absolutely, absolutely, Wicks was playing his ass off. But this is just a testament to Minnesota being so damn good. Along with that defense, man, that defense was pressure in the first half. They wouldn't let anything get by, and they couldn't. I mean, Jordan Love in the first half couldn't really get anything going. They showed up late though, man. Credit to them. It was a very fun game to watch, though.
Yeah, I mean, you see what naturally with teams when they get all big leads on teams, they naturally take their foot off the gas.
Exactly.
I
Yeah.
think this is what happened with the Vikings. They took the foot off the gas. And credit to the Packers, they took full advantage. But
Hmm.
the Vikings showed that through these first 4 games, they legitimately have shown that they are the best team, not just in the NFC, but in the NFL to this point.
At this point,
To this point, it's still early.
it's
We got a
it's
long way
still
to go.
early. No, 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 it's still early. But as of right now, the Vikings are the best team in the league. There's no doubt about it. You
Yes,
can't deny it.
and Aaron Jones, turning to Green Bay. You talked about Aaron Jones was really good tonight. We know what you're gonna get out from Jetta, and we talked about it, I think a few episodes as well. Hawkinson has yet to be introduced
Yeah.
back into this team yet, so that's gonna be another weapon
Well,
that they have.
once he comes back, man, excuse me, that offense opens up insurmountably more. But
Yeah, and then we
I
saw
can't wait for that to happen.
yeah, not to cut you off, I was gonna say
No, you're fine.
also we saw Byron
Perfect.
Murphy Jr. He get a pick as well, and he's been making some real great plays in that secondary as
That
well.
defense, man, that defense is it's a strong thing there.
Brock Purdy said it after the game, right, to Brian Flores, like about his scheme. Like his scheme is sick. Brian Flores right
Yeah,
now is legitimate. You can make a case he's the best defensive coordinator in
one
football
hundred
right now.
percent,
The way he
one
can
hundred
draw
percent.
the blitzes, the disguises. Um, I would love to see Brian Flores be, in the name for a head coaching job next year. I think he's that
Hey,
elite defensively.
yeah, I wouldn't hate to see it. But to segue to the next game, man, we got New Orleans versus ATL.
Man,
ATL go ahead and picks up the dub 26-24 in an interesting game to say the least. What's up with this game?
yeah. I mean, it was just turnovers. I think a lot of mistakes from the Saints. I
Yeah,
talked about it
bad.
a little bit last week between with Sirianni, or was it 2 weeks ago? Yeah, with
Hmm.
Sirianni and Dennis Allen, the head coaching decisions they made on fourth down or taking 3 points.
Yeah.
Again, instead of the coaching, I think it was just a lot of mental mistakes within just the players on the Saints team. Um, yeah, and look, Atlanta capitalized. I don't think Kirk today was fantastic. I mean, he didn't put the team in the harm way to lose the game.
Hmm.
But shout out to Koo, the kicker, man. This guy's one of the best kickers in the NFL, and he
Yep.
was he was fantastic tonight. He definitely gets the game ball. But I think the Saints definitely, when they look back on this game, they're gonna really be kicking themselves because you can legitimately make a case that the Saints should be 4-0 right now. And I think
Yeah.
these last 2 games, they've made a lot of mental mistakes that they
Hmm.
didn't show the first 2 games. So they got to clean that up and get back on track.
Right. They're not a terrible team. I mean, to be fair, Olave, Shaheed, and Kamara had themselves a decent game.
Yeah,
Olave and Shaheed, they're that 1-2 punch right there, man. You can't get by them. So, yeah, just clean up the mistakes, move on to the next. I think New Orleans could definitely still be a contender in the playoffs this year. But this
yeah.
this division is looking interesting.
That fumble late for the Saints that killed him.
Oh Jesus
That
Christ,
killed him.
100%.
I heard my pops upstairs. He was having a tough one up there.
Piss one, huh? It
Yeah,
wasn't having it.
but it goes to show you, man. Like the Saints, the first 2 weeks, they put up those crazy points, and
Hmm.
everybody was talking about them. These last 2 weeks, they haven't quite look the same. So
Yeah, I told him I was like,
they,
I told him I was like, let's
yeah,
wait on Derek Carr. I love Derek Carr too, but let's just chill and wait.
and credit Derek Carr though. Even in these last two losses, though, Derek Carr hasn't played bad. I think it's really come down to, man. You look at the decision making they've made these last two games. You're like, what's going on here? Like,
Mm-hmm.
the it's been some kind of boneheaded stuff, but
100%.
they have enough experience on this team. I think they'll figure it out. Obviously, another team in their division we're going to talk about in a second, the Buccaneers. They play really well today. I still feel the Saints are the team to beat in the division,
Mm-hmm.
but they can't have too many of these games where they have these mental lapses if they want to win the division.
No, I agree. I agree. Before we get to the Bucks game, though, I want to talk
Mm.
about Pittsburgh versus Indy real quick. To be fair, Anthony Richardson was having a good game before Flacco had to come in. Oh man, Flacco.
Yeah.
Hey, look, man, did you watch this game? Any thoughts on this game? I mean, it was Indy was looking to pull away until AR went out, and Justin came up with a couple great plays to get this team back in the game.
Yeah, I mean, I was checking some of the stuff out on social media, man. I was kind of bouncing around trying to catch some of the games. Obviously, when the Raiders come on, I'm always locked in.
Yes, man.
It's tough though, first of all, to see Anthony Richardson go out because obviously
Mhm.
he missed all of last year with the
Yeah,
injury, and to see him go out again early in the season, hopefully it's something serious. Hopefully he's back, to
yeah,
practice and able to play next week. But Joe Flacco, man, this guy, this guy is having like a late career resurgence.
man.
Like we
First the
saw, we
Browns, and now the Cow, not the Cowboy, now the Colts. But he threw two touchdowns, man. You gotta give him credit. He kept this team in the game, and uh, to your point before about AR about being hurt, he was standing up on the sideline. I think it was more of a because of last year they wanted to keep him just hold off the rest of the game. Just just precaution, just precautionary wise. But no, continue. My fault.
no, I was saying Joe Flacco is just having a late career resurgence, man. That guy's in his bag right now. Like, let me ask you a question. If Joe Flacco somehow wins another Super Bowl and he's like the starting quarterback, is Joe Flacco in the Hall of Fame? Because Joe Flacco does have a Super Bowl with the Ravens.
I think if he does that, yeah, I would put him there. But it don't look like AR's gonna be out too long for him
Yeah,
to
yeah, yeah,
do
yeah.
that. So, but no. If he's a starter, man, I could see it. I could definitely see it. He's not a bad quarterback, as we can see.
Yeah, and then
He's just old.
yeah, we saw Pittman get involved today. He was great.
Yeah,
Also Jonathan Taylor as well. I want to
dude,
talk a little bit
gotta give props to Jonathan Taylor, man. He's one of the underrated guys in right now.
Jonathan Taylor. He has become a little underrated. At one point he was kind of considered the
Top
number one
guy.
and number two best running back, and he's kind of fallen back a little bit the last year and a half or so. But yeah, he was solid today. I want to talk quickly though about Justin Fields. I thought Justin Fields was real good today. I think the best game I've seen Justin Fields play in quite some time. Throwing the football, we know he can run, but in the pocket today, like he was solid today. Obviously, him and George Pickens was great to see that connection today. Pickens has kind of been a little bit in and out to start the season,
Yeah,
with his consistently wise. But it was great to see Justin Fields today, man. And it's gonna be interesting to see, when Russell Wilson is fully cleared, Mike Tomlin, what decision they go to. Are they gonna go to the old,
I
the
think
old
you.
man, the old tried
I
and
think.
tested to
I
Russell
think
Wilson, or
you have to just keep momentum here, right? You can't just dump Wilson in there. Not saying Wilson's washed, but in my opinion, Wilson's washed. Um, I'll
he
just put it
wasn't
like
that
that.
bad last
It
year with
wasn't that bad,
with the
but then
Broncos, man.
again,
Come on, bro.
especially as Fields gets more time,
Yeah.
he's still young and he's working right now. And as he's coming off a great game, and I don't think you want to miss momentum, you don't want to miss team chemistry. Again, this is their first loss as well.
Hmm.
It's not the end of the world. They are 3-1. I think Justin Fields is definitely turning his career around here in Pittsburgh.
100%, man. Why not roll with the young guy, man? If he's the future, why not start the future now? So
Man,
shout
gotta
out
give
to
him
Justin
time.
Fields.
And just
But
and just keep Wilson as your safety net. Let him heal on the bench, and then once he gets back fully healthy, God forbid something happens to Justin Fields, Russell Wilson's right there.
yeah.
You know,
All right, moving on, man. The Niners and Patriots. It was a Bay Area. Was it a Bay Area party? I don't know. Was E40 up
It
in
was a
there?
party. It was
Was
a party. It
G-Eazy
was
up
a
in there?
party. I don't know
My
about
man
the
Jay,
celebs.
bro. Jay,
I
your
don't know about the
Niners.
celebs.
The bounce
Hey,
back
hey, the bounce back. Hey, the bounce back. But not my
against the
Niners,
Patriots.
man.
So relax, calm down.
Okay, hey. And I'm just gonna say the same thing about your Raiders later. It's the Browns, okay? Calm down. But hold on. Nah, I don't know about the celebrities being there, man, but it was a great game. That's all I have to say. Um, the defense showed out. The defense absolutely showed out. The offense did have trouble finishing off drives, especially in the red zone. This has been a problem. Yes, you cap them off with field goals. That's cool. You get points on the board, but it has been a significant problem this year for the Niners to finish off those drives. So that needs to definitely be addressed. But shout out to Brock Purdy. Had a great game. 288 yards, a touchdown. Had an interception late. And that interception kind of wasn't on Brock. I think he's been a little over aggressive. And he did throw it into double coverage. And it was, I believe it was Peppers. I believe it was Peppers.
Mhm.
That got the pick. But he was right there. I don't know how Brock didn't see him. He was trying to force, maybe trying to play a little hero ball at the end. But otherwise, he was fairly accurate. And shout out to Jordan Mason for holding it down.
RB1. Oh,
As of right now,
McCaffrey. McCaffrey's still the guy.
And we're gonna talk about CMC in the point after report. That's
Ooh,
back
yes
for
we
you later.
are.
That's back for you later. But
Ooh.
Caleb Jordan Mason, 123 yards and a touchdown, sir. He's carrying the weight right now, and I think this is gonna open up when CMC comes back for
Yeah.
Kyle Shanahan to finally use the running back room as a tandem instead of giving CMC 30 carries a game. Um, and I want to give a big shout out to Juwan Jennings having another great game. Just three
Wide
catch.
receiver one.
Hey, hey! As of right now, I mean, Ayuk had two good catches. They're on
He did.
solid plays.
He did.
Then again, though, there's two catches, and what you're paying this guy, that's what you're not trying. The output isn't matching, right? But I just want to give real big props to Juwan Jennings. He's coming in some big ways for the Niners, especially with the big plays. And Debo, he's finally back. He made a few plays today. It's good to see him. But Fred Warner, man,
Yeah.
I think he's in the. I
He's
think he's
still.
in the. I think he's in the
He's
lead
still.
for defensive player of the year right now.
Yeah.
Dude, that pick, that interception to the crib, it was so beautiful. So I
Yeah.
want to
He
give
low
it.
key ran out of gas though at the end. You
And you
saw
see him,
that?
he was heavy breathing. He was
There?
And I don't know if he was injured.
Yeah.
They were just giving him time, but he was out after the half, just standing on the sideline. He was hyped for the plays and everything, though. Hopefully, he's good. But the Patriots, I do want to give props to Christian Gonzalez. He was locking up, man. I mean, he's done this the previous weeks. The Patriots defense is not bad. Like I said, the Niners did struggle in the red zone today. But so shout out to Christian Gonzalez on a lot of plays. He was locking up Ayuk all game. That's a little concerning for Ayuk there, but that just shows how good Gonzalez is, and I think they got a guy in Gonzalez.
Yeah. No question. No question. He's already established himself as you. I don't even want to take. I want to say best one of the better younger corners. He's one of the best corners right now. Period.
Yeah,
He develops on that.
for sure.
Look,
And
the
wait,
the
my bad. I'm forgetting about Nick Bosa. He had himself a phenomenal game. I
mhm.
believe it was. I don't want to get it wrong, sir. Let me find it. One sack. I thought it was a 1.5 because there was a play where I remember in the third quarter, but it was one sack, and then he had a fumble and the fumble recovery. So shout out to Nick Bosa. He was fiending for them sacks today. I could see it on his energy and all the plays. So defense really showed up in a big way this game, and I think off of last week, off of those big plays you gave up from the secondary, especially, you need to make those big adjustments, which were made today. So shout out.
Yeah, 100%. Look, the Patriots. We talked about it. This is basically the year of the development of Drake May. Brissett's gonna get out there. He's gonna make plays. It kind of. I was talking to my pops about it. It's kind of crazy how you feel like Brissett's been in the league forever, but I believe he's only what 31, 30,
Yeah,
31.
he's not too old. He's
You know
not
what I'm
too old.
saying? But it feels
Hmm.
like he's been in the league forever because he's been on numerous teams. But you look at the Patriots. Yes, one thing that they've been able to hang their hat on these last few years, even though they haven't been good, is they've had a solid defense. This defense is still playing at a pretty high level. It's just that today the Niners have a great defense, but also a great offense. The
That's right.
Patriots right now are all on the defensive side. Their offense clearly is it's a
It's
work
not
in
up to par.
progress, and their future right now is just sitting back and learning, which we talked about the last episode is the right thing to do right now for the Patriots at this stage.
100%. And to move on, we got your Raiders picking up the
Ah,
W against the Cleveland Browns. Caleb, how you feeling? What's the word, bird?
I'm gonna be like a statue. Now look, I'm not doing a I'm not doing my Raiders chant today.
Oh,
I'm
oh,
measured. I'm measured and tempered today because we did what we were supposed to do.
okay.
I find it funny that we can beat a team like the Cleveland Browns and the Baltimore Ravens, but lose to the Carolina Panthers. You know what though? Actually, I want to give some respect to the Carolina Panthers because I actually felt that the Carolina Panthers actually played well today
You
against
know
the
they found
Cincinnati Bengals.
they're starting to find a little flow with that offense now
I
and
I was
dominant.
telling my pops, you know what? I give some respect to the Carolina Panthers. I've been dogging them out, and rightfully so because the first few weeks they did it was pretty atrocious how they looked like.
Right? No, no,
But
no. They were terrible. They were
yes,
horrible. They were utter dog shit at that point. But they
I give
made
them their props.
adjustments.
I give them their props.
They made adjustments.
They've made adjustments. They've made adjustments. Raiders today. I think this win right here
Hmm.
could really spark something for this Raiders team. The reason
Mm.
why I say that is because no Max Crosby today, ankle sprain. No Devonte Adams, hamstring injury. He had heard it in practice on the Thursday, I believe.
Mm.
So you're missing your two best players, and this is by far the best game we've played from start to finish. Now, again, throughout the game, the offense had their low moments, particularly in the first half. The second quarter on, and really in that third quarter, I really felt like this offense played for to this point the longest consistent stretch of quality offense. They're
Hmm.
running the ball. The offensive line clearly by far their best game of the season. Their offensive line only allowed 2 sacks. Miles Garrett made a few plays, but again, he didn't take over the game for the most part. They were able to control Miles Garrett. Um, you look at the secondary of the Cleveland Browns. We talked about Delpit at safety. You also have Greg Newsome. You also have Denzel Ward, Emerson as well. They didn't really put their fingerprint, on this game until late, until the Zamir White fumbled and it was returned for a touchdown. But throughout the
Hmm.
game, this defense, particularly that secondary, they didn't really make a lot of plays. They didn't commit a lot of turnovers, and I think to this point, the Browns haven't really turned the ball over a lot defensively. I've bashed him a lot these first few weeks, but I gotta give Lou Getsy his credit today. The reason why I give him his credit today, I don't know why it took until Devonte Adams couldn't play, but they finally opened up the playbook, the play designs, the scheming. This is what I wanted to see. There was some RPOs with Gardner Minshew, who it seems like he really loves those RPOs. That seems like that's where he like the most successful plays he had today was in the RPO. Whether he made a decision to hand it off to Madison or Zamir, or hit someone across the middle, whether it was Jacoby Myers or Brock Bowers.
Hmm.
The just the play calling, man, as a whole, like the zone runs, it was refreshing to see finally we're not playing this stale football. Again, I don't know why it took until Devontae was out to do it. Maybe the pressure of trying to force feed Devontae, maybe that was sort of a thing. Who knows? But I would say it wasn't a complete game, but to this point, this was the best we've looked from start to finish. The defense was back at their best today, getting the quarterback great against the run. Christian Wilkins was the best defensive player, in my opinion, on the field today. The the double teams he commanded, his ability to getting to the quarterback, his play in the run as well. And he's kind of funny too, man. Christian Wilkins is a character, man. Like he's a funny dude. Like the
Mhm.
tackles he was doing, his dance moves, and he's just messing with people. But he was a beast tonight. He was fantastic. Also, I'm blanking out on the guys. Snowden, one of our rotational pass rushers, he was solid today. It was great to see Chase on get some run, and I thought he was pretty well as well. Obviously, brought him to the practice squad from the Jaguars for a first round pick. So again, I'm not gonna get too deep into it. It's only one game. I'm retiring from the days of being overly optimistic for now.
For
We got
now.
we got the Broncos next week, and the way the Broncos played against the Jets today defensively,
Defensively,
that-
they
they're
just look mean.
they're only allowing 15 points per game. That Broncos defense is legit. So tough division game next week in Denver, but always got to celebrate the small wins in life, man. The 1% better each day, and great to see the team in silver and black play well today. Because without Max, without Devontae, there was a lot of people who thought that this could get ugly.
Yeah.
So
No, I agree. I even thought myself it was gonna get ugly, but you guys pulled through, and I mean, we're gonna talk about
woo!
we're gonna talk about the reason why Devontae was out. Point after report, but
Oh
I
yeah. Why
think,
did I
in
mean?
my opinion, in my opinion, I think he's trying to see consistent ball from y'all, and if he doesn't, he wants out.
Man, he said literally that the news of him wanting to get traded was false. His
I know,
agent
I know,
literally
I know.
came
I'm
out and
just, I
said,
know, I'm just talking shit.
"Man,
Um,
stop talking, man. We just won
but
a
the
football
no,
game."
no, no.
Hold on, bro. No. Let me just a quick little second. On the real, the Raiders have beaten two teams that everyone looked at as contenders in the AFC. Now, we did lose to Carolina, but we've beaten two teams, the Cleveland Browns and the Baltimore Ravens, that people looked at as contenders. So, what does that make the Raiders? I don't know. Um, we'll see. Oh, just real quick though, because I wanted to cover it because Deshaun Watson, rightfully so, has been scrutinized. Hasn't played well. I thought
Mhm.
Deshaun Watson today actually played pretty
You
well.
know, he has some
I
nice
thought he was.
plays.
I thought he was solid today. The extending of plays, which we saw him do those early years in Houston, the throws on the run, but also he
That
still has that
touchdown
arm
called
talent.
back.
No, 100%. I thought Deshaun Watson wasn't the problem today.
No,
This
not at
offensive
all.
line is not good. Um, yeah,
It's
they
terrible.
they I believe I saw they lead the NFL in drops as well, and there were a couple drops the Browns had where that could have put them in positions to get points. So I can kind of see where, and we saw it where Deshaun Watson got frustrated, the out his offensive lineman and all that kind of stuff. So I can see definitely okay. Deshaun hasn't played fantastic, but at the same time, I mean, if Deshaun Watson doesn't have time to throw the football, and if he does, and his guys aren't catching it, puts him in a tough spot. So I just want to give some love to Deshaun today because I got to really sit and watch a full game, and I thought, he was okay today. He was pretty decent.
Yeah, no. I saw a couple clips of Deshaun on Twitter, and I was just like, oh, nothing terrible, but just few adjustments needed for Deshaun, but it wasn't his worst game of his career.
100%.
But shout out to the Raiders win, man. Y'all needed that one along with the Niners.
Yes,
Along with the
sir.
Niners, we needed that one because guess what? We would have been both 1-3, and that would have been a terrible start.
Yeah.
But to move on to the next game, let's talk about a team who's 3-1. Washington Commanders. Jesus Christ. Jaden Daniels coming out the cut here. Sir, sir, how's my prediction, Caleb? How's my prediction looking right now?
Look, I posted it on the point after Twitter. You guys should go give that a follow.
It's up here now.
Yeah, it's up
Up
there
here now.
now.
You don't even
There's
gotta
no
look at the
excuses.
description no more.
There's
You
no
don't gotta do that.
excuses.
You don't gotta do that. You just you know what I'm saying?
I said Malik Neighbors was my comfortable rookie of the year, offensive rookie of the year.
Yeah.
I tweeted out, I said, with Jaden Daniels the way he's playing, we might have to have a rookie offensive player of the year. Jaden Daniels has been phenomenal, man. It's like he hasn't missed a beat since leaving LSU. It's like he's still at
Mhm.
LSU. He's
Nice.
elevated this offense. Obviously, we know what he can do running with the football, but his pocket awareness, his accuracy, how he's
His
able to even throw
accuracy.
guys open. Terry McLaurin looks rejuvenated, and he looks like the player that he was a few years ago. I mean, they're playing some great football, man, and Jaden Daniels is at the head of it. This defense as well is playing well, which is kind of a surprise. A lot of people thought this defense wasn't going to be as good.
Was lacking.
Obviously they lost Montez Sweat last year. We talked Chase Young as well
Chase
last year.
Young.
Went to the
Yeah.
Niners. They're two young pass rushers. Um, so the Commanders, man, I got to see a few more games for me to
No.
overall believe in
100%.
them.
Few more games, but putting up 42 points against the Cardinals ain't nothing to play with. Especially, I think it was in. Excuse me. I think it was in Arizona. So, and plus, I want to just touch upon Jaden Daniels is extremely accurate, and his decision making is up there. Like, it's very good. 26 for 30, Caleb, 233 yards, and that interception, slight mistake. It was
Man,
like it was even barely. I mean, it's bound to happen as well.
mhm.
But I just want to say overall, besides that interception, Jaden Daniels had a phenomenal game, and his pocket awareness is is crazy good. And
You got to think.
the way he's elusive in the pocket, I even think he's better than some of the mobile quarterbacks in the game right now. I
Mhm.
just want to give him his flowers, and also want to give the flowers to the Commanders' running game. I mean,
Yeah,
200
Brian Robinson. Yeah.
yeah, Brian Robinson and the rookie McNichols. He had himself a great game, contributing upon what Robinson did. 216 yards total rushing, along with Jaden Daniels, obviously, who we know who gets out of the pocket. So I think overall, it was a great game for Jaden Daniels, and I think from looking on Kyler's side, I bet he was looking on the field like, damn, look like me.
Yeah. You gotta go back. It's like you gotta think about that year at LSU. Jaden Daniels, Malik Neighbors, Brian Thomas Jr. And then a little before that, Joe Burrow, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase.
It's
Like the trio
disgusting.
LSU has had these last few years, man, it's pretty special, man. Um, Shout out to Jaden Daniels. Should have been a Raider. I know Devontae Adams talked about it on the Good Morning
Facts.
podcast with Kay Adams.
Facts.
Yeah,
Hey,
Jaden Daniels should be in. He
hey,
should be in Raider colors, bro. It hurts
y'all,
me.
y'all. I
It
told this man
hurts
off
me, bro.
camera. I told this man off camera. Y'all should have went with Jaden Daniels because he's like because they always look at talent wise, right? But I feel like Jaden Daniels really got it up here,
And
and
you know
that's
what's
something
crazy?
you can't really teach.
When the Raiders, obviously whatever happened with Cliff Kingsbury, because obviously the Raiders brought
Yeah.
in Cliff Kingsbury to be the OC, but the contract deal, whatever happened, went to the Commanders. But I said it. When Cliff Kingsbury wins the Commanders, I'm like, yeah, they're getting Jaden Daniels. Because
hmm
I was thinking, okay, we bring in an OC like Cliff Kingsbury, we're gonna get a move to get a quarterback because Cliff Kingsbury is great with quarterbacks. That's his
hmm
thing. Now you can debate him as a head coach,
As a
but
head coach,
as quarterbacks, he's great with that. All the way going back from the college days. Going back to with Johnny when he was the OC at A&M with Johnny Manziel,
right?
um, the head coach at Texas Tech when Patrick Mahomes was there. Like he's great with quarterbacks. So
Absolutely.
it
It's a good
hurts.
deal they got there,
It
man. It's a
hurts,
good
bro.
it's a good mesh. It's a good mesh
Yeah.
they got there, and I think Jaden Daniels is going to really prosper there. And obviously, he's changing the culture a bit there. That hasn't been a winning culture for a minute. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah. And then moving on, we're bringing back the point after
It's
reports.
back. It's
It is
back.
back. Yes. The last
Yes.
topic of the day.
Last topic. Let's get
First
to
thing we're
it,
gonna talk
man.
about is yes, sir. First thing we're gonna talk about is Mr. CMC. Jay. I before I pass it to you though, I was looking at these reports, him going to Germany, looking at a specialist, people saying it was ankle at first, but then it's an Achilles tendonitis, Achilles. I don't know what's going on, man. You gotta help me here.
Well, I don't know any of that bullshit either because I've seen a bunch of reports and I've seen about three saying about Achilles, like you said, and just a bunch of different. All I know is that CMC is expecting to be back by at least early November.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I'm the Niners, push him to December. Like, you don't have to rush him at this point. You look at the team, Jordan Mason's doing just fine. You do not need to do anything. Just let that man rest. Don't let him practice until he's fully healed. Don't test out nothing until he's fully healed. Let that man be fully healed. Because keep in mind, you did give him money this offseason, and you do want him to play, and you are going to need him in the playoffs because fatigue is the thing, and Jordan Mason will be fatigued. But it's good to see that he's not going to be out the whole season. So that's great there. And I just hope CMC has a healthy, speedy recovery. I hope.
Yeah. When I saw this, I'm gonna be honest, man. If I'm the Niners, I would honestly recommend talking to CMC about sitting him until the playoffs.
I mean, I
To
would have
be
hated
honest
it.
with you,
But knowing how Kyle is, you don't want him back quick. Like I love Jordan Mason and he's really good, but he does
it's
have
CMC.
some. Yeah,
CMC is there's
it's
only one
CMC.
CMC,
Exactly. But not only that, but Jordan Mason has had some like, trouble fumbling like handoffs and, fumbling issues. So I think Kyle takes that into mind and he'll want to if CMC can be back sooner, he's going to take full advantage.
yeah. And then it's a question to see like, okay, how would CMC look like if he just comes out for the playoffs? But when you're dealing with an Achilles, that's extremely that's dicey, man. Like
It is.
they got to be 100% sure that he's ready to go. Not 90, not 99.9, no,
Mhm.
100%
I agree.
that tendon is good. Because the
Absolutely.
worst thing you want is for CMC to come back midseason and God forbid, knock on wood, he tears that midseason and
Literally.
now he's out
Knock
for the
on wood.
rest of this season and potentially deep into next season as well. And we talked about it. This Niners window is closing real quick. And
Absolutely.
the last thing you
I've
want
I've been the full public speaker for that. I've been the number one on that one. This is
and
gonna look real bleak.
for a short window, the last thing you want is one of your best players, arguably we can, your best player to be out, not just this season, but a potentially a big part of next season. So
I don't want that. Mm-mm.
they have to be 100% sure on this that he is ready to go at a certain time, and hopefully he is because we all want to see CMC play. He's
Yeah,
electric, he's dynamic,
absolutely.
but this timetable, this situation, I think could make or break the Niners' Super Bowl hopes really for the foreseeable future because we
Yeah,
don't know how they're going to look
agree.
like in the next few years.
No,
This
for
could
sure.
be this could be the Niners' year. We don't know, but
And all be all over
this is
here.
delicate, bro. This is
No, no,
like,
no, no. It's definitely
woo.
delicate, and I think they need to be very, very careful, especially because the injuries are toppling upon each other. As we'll talk about later with another Niners player. But to move on, Cowboys Demarcus Lawrence expected to miss multiple weeks due to a foot injury already in that grueling defense right now that's just struggling. How we
Mhm.
feeling?
Not good. Not feeling good.
No,
I mean,
no.
seriously, it's tough for the Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys, if you really look at them, like their star power, like they cannot. Like if CeeDee Lamb goes out, their offense is done. If
Yeah.
Dak Prescott goes out, their offense is done. If
Mhm.
Michael Parsons goes out, their pass rush is done. Now you lose Demarcus Lawrence, it puts a lot of more pressure on Michael Parsons. And now I won't be shocked if we're seeing double teams, triple teams, chips,
Yep.
blocks. They're gonna run at Michael Parsons. They're gonna try to tire him out the whole game. They
Yeah.
already lost Deron Bland in the secondary. We've seen the pressure that's already put on Trevon
Diggs.
on Diggs. Yeah, Trevon Diggs. And we know Diggs is not a press corner. He's more of a
Nope.
zone corner.
Mhm.
He's in a gamble. He's in a jump plays. But he's not someone who's in a man up. That's more of
Mhm.
Deron Bland. Deron Bland is one of that aggressive corner. So you're
Yep.
already seeing it. That the losses that these are having the Dallas Cowboys. So it's just tough, man. They don't have a lot of depth, and the way this kind of season is going for Dallas, this could be a team where, excuse me, start of the season we looked at them as, hey, this is one of the 4 or 5 best teams in the NFC. This could be a team that might be in danger of missing the playoffs because they cannot run the football.
Mhm.
And if CeeDee Lamb isn't involved, they struggle to move the ball down the field.
Yes.
This defense, is kind of hit and miss right now. Now without Demarcus Lawrence, now without Deron Bland, it's tough for Dallas right now. They're gonna have to somehow, like Dak's gonna have to go, like maybe Zeke. Okay, I'm gonna show some love to Zeke real
Relax,
quick.
relax,
If Zeke
relax.
can maybe go back in time to his rookie year form.
All right, buddy.
No, but real talk, Dallas, they need some help in a big
No,
way.
no, no, no. Dallas needs to make an adjustment, do something, make a trade, sign a free agent. I don't know what you need to do, but Dallas just needs to get healthy and they need to consistently start winning games. But to move
100%.
on,
Next topic, man.
I'll let you handle that one.
Derwin James suspended for obviously today's game for I'm quoting this continued disregard for NFL playing rules.
What are we doing here?
Yeah, that's tough. That's really all I can say. That's tough. You don't want to be ever be viewed as a guy who's breaking the rules or a dirty player. I
Yeah.
certainly don't view Derwin James as that kind of guy.
No.
Now, the NFL clearly what they saw recently out of Derwin James, they thought it was over the line, and that's why he was suspended. Clearly, as we saw in today's game against the Chiefs, probably would have been nice to have Derwin James out there,
Yeah, for sure.
but violating the rules, that's tough.
That no, that's I would say that's tough. But to move on, Javon Hargrave, unfortunately, man, tore his tricep and he's out for the season. This is a big hit on an already
Mm, mm,
struggling
mm,
D
mm,
line
mm.
who already struggles with a lot of running game. They held up today though. Ramondre Stevenson had a lot of trouble with pushing the ball upfield and also a lot of fumbling issues, man. Stevenson, I think he needs to get back to the drawing board and get that right. But I think that will be exposed more later on in the season as fatigue steps in. That long run of the season, especially in the playoffs. This is gonna hit hard. The Niners aren't. They don't have depth at that D line as they used to. So, I hope Hargrave heals up as quick as possible. But you know, Niners figured it out today, and I hope they figure it out for the rest of the season.
That's tough, man. He's so great getting to the quarterback, good against the run as well. He's one of the better interior linemen in football. There's a reason why you guys gave him that money coming over from Philadelphia, man. He's so disruptive. That's tough.
It is.
We talked about CMC situation. Javon Hargrave, that's going to hurt because even if you have great pass rushers on the edge, you have to have people in the middle who can collapse the pocket.
Yeah,
One, because it can stop the run, but two, it makes the quarterback move back out, which helps the pass rushers to get around to the quarterback easier. So
exactly.
that's tough, man. Niners got to figure out some stuff too, man. You guys
Hmm.
got some stuff on your guys' plate.
No, 100%. They need to get it settled. But to cap off this show, Caleb, to leave this show, I'm gonna let you know. I'm gonna let you in on a little something. Baltimore's winning right now, 7-3, 228 in the first. Who's
Okay.
finishing that game out? Your prediction?
I picked the Ravens to win this game.
You picked the Ravens to win this game.
So much respect for Josh Allen. He even said something. It was on ESPN. I can't remember it 100%. I'll look for it. I'll probably bring it up next episode. But he basically said for the people who used to be stat padding him or watching his stats, like what are they saying now? Like
Yep,
he was talking his stuff. But I'm a big Josh Allen fan, but I think the Ravens pull this game out. I think the Ravens just need this game. They need to
100%.
they need to win this game. I think the
Yeah,
Bills are off to a great start, and I think they'll obviously have a great season. I think Ravens win. You said 7-3 is the score right now.
yep, 7-3.
I'm going Ravens. I think I already put my predictions,
Yeah,
but why in the
live,
moment?
live, live prediction, live
Yeah,
prediction.
live. I guess I'll do a live prediction now. I'm gonna go Ravens 24, Bills 16.
I'm gonna go Bills 21.
I think it's literally like a couple points off from the predictions we did last week, but who
Yeah,
cares?
literally. No, no, no. Bills 21, Baltimore 17.
All right, we'll
And
see,
to close
man.
that out, y'all go follow the social medias of Ahead. It's not gonna be in the description no more. It's gonna be right here. I'll put it in the description anyway, but it's right there if y'all want to go follow. Please join us next Monday. Episode 14 is going to be out, but this episode is going to be out on Tuesday. We hope y'all have a good day. It's me and Caleb, man. Another week done. We will see y'all soon. Peace out.
Doses.